Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. Today we're talking about a game that, we interviewed the developers last week.
Doing it in reverse order.
Yes,
I
usually
enjoy that sometimes, though, because we've done it a couple of times.
yeah, the standard Ruff Talk VR format is we review a game and then we interview the developers, a couple weeks later or whatever.
Yeah.
But on the rare occasion, we interview and then we review. In a case like this where the game had just come out, today we're talking about QUANTAAR. It's a free-to-play party brawler on the MetaQuest App Lab store, but it's also available on Steam VR.
I love that that's what they call it.
A party brawler?
Party brawler.
Because that's what it is, man. That's the best description possible for it. It's free-to-play as well, like I said, so you have no reason to not try it. It's not your standard first-person VR, but before I get too deep into the gameplay and thoughts on it, I will say it's made by, like we said last week, Pumpkin VR, both as the developer and the publisher.
Great story if you listen to that episode of how they chose Pumpkin.
Mm-hmm. And then, it's right now 4.2 overall on the App Lab store with 53 total ratings and 33 written reviews. And what's unfortunate is so much of that 4.2, the score would be so much higher, but they have some one-star reviews from launch day.
13%.
With some server issues. That's the main gripe that have since been, fixed.
Well, they replied to so many people and explained, like in one case, and this is really, it makes sense. They were like, make sure you're using the most up-to-date game and your headset is up to date. And that makes sense because your games run on the current.
Well, and they upgraded their servers like a day after the game had come out, which probably means they were getting over full. But during the time they were upgraded when they were down, it was like a login loop. Like you got no indication that the server was down. It's not like you would go in and it would say, sorry, update and it would be like, so the game loads, there's like a title screen where it says, Pumpkin VR, QUANTAAR. And then instead of going right to the main menu, there's like a capsule thing.
Well, they also give you a photo warning.
Yes, photo sensitivity.
Not all games throw in there so blatantly.
No, and to be honest with you, this one's also not over the top with flashing and stuff either, but it's still included.
I might disagree with that.
Well, there's just a lot going on.
There's a lot of boom, bang, booms and specials and
That's true. So the
different
warning,
effects. And
so the warning is there, and then it shoots like this capsule thing at you, and you catch it, and you squeeze it together with both hands, and then it boots you into the game. So what was happening while the server was down is it would do the whole title, and then the capsule thing shoots at you. You would catch it, you would squeeze it together, and then it would shoot you back to the beginning of the loading screen.
Over again.
So, in fairness, imagine that's your first time using the app, or you don't follow their Discord or their social media. You don't know what's going on. I get it. They probably should have done better with having a built-in, message about server being down just for the future, because it's probably not going to be the last time.
How do you really do that, though, if the server's down? How do you activate something that's caused so much havoc that you can't even load into your game? Yeah. So, I mean, I get that point. Where I find it weird is like when the bulk of those 1 stars are exactly what you described. And they clearly responded to people saying, hey, we understand we're changing servers, yada, yada. We knew they were changing servers.
It's not the first time we've seen an issue like
this. But
this.
you're going to fucking 1 star it.
Well, here's the thing. And then not
1
change
star.
it.
Not even. You played something for free. Not one of those comments was like, I bought the upgrade for the game. And, no. Dude, you're a special kind of scumbag to 1 star a free game when you even got a developer response. That's like wicked irritating. Now I feel better. Thank you.
No, I don't. I don't blame you for needing to get that off your chest.
Yeah,
I feel the same way.
It's like, wow, it's a free game. 1 star shouldn't even be an option, even if it broke. Well, what did it cost you?
I get your point, but I do think the 1 star option should exist. However,
within the first week that it comes out too,
every game seems to have these server issues
because they're popular.
Launch. And like, if you drop that 1 star review, you should go change it. The issue's gone. It's not the case anymore. They fixed it. It was the first.
It's not about that. It's just about being a smug fucking human being.
Dude, I saw somebody drop a 2 star review, and they were like, nothing wrong. I just wanted to be the first 2 star.
Yeah.
I think I saw the same for a 4 star.
why there's not a division in Meta or the App Store that actually looks at the
Yeah.
ratings and goes, you know what? Because let's be honest, you can almost pull up any game and read a score that's low, and it's bullshit. Like the 20. Yeah, you want to? Here's my coupon. The game was fantastic.
I just wanted to be the only one that shows up if you filter by 2.
Nobody reads the best stars. They always read the worst.
So yeah, I don't know.
That should be filtered out.
But I hope that a lot of those people go back and do update their review.
They won't.
The game is so good. It's
The same reviews that are in there when we started playing it are the same 1 stars that are there now.
And the issue's been fixed. It's much better than a 4.2 is my overall point. The majority of those bad reviews
Getting worked up.
Are just about an issue that existed at launch, server issues, it happens, and they've since been fixed. So I would say, we'll get to our ratings and stuff and our
You want to rate it first and work backwards?
Yeah, right? At this point, because we did the interview first and everything like that.
Call it backwards time.
But, free-to-play party brawler, and there is, of course, it's free-to-play. They have to make money somehow. There is in-app purchases. For one, you can buy an in-game currency to buy new heroes and then also buy an element of the game or buy parts for an element of the game called cores, which kind of upgrade your character. But you can also use the free cash that you get just from playing the game to buy those as well. So it's not like required that you pay it. Same thing with the heroes that you can spend money to buy early. You're going to unlock them just by playing, So you can either skip the line or just play the game. And then as well, they have like an upgrade game section with 2 versions, the standard upgrade and then like the premium VIP upgraded version.
The gold standard.
Yes. We saw something similar like that with like Gods of Gravity. That seems to be what the free to play games like to do for their game upgrades is not only give you one option to upgrade, give you 2,
You can donate edition. You can donate as little as $9.99 or you can donate $30, whatever you want.
Yeah, and it's like this
or $14.99.
I believe the standard upgrade is $20, and then the premium one is like $29.99. But if you buy the regular upgrade, it gives you access for a custom game, and then you can also set your social halls, which we'll explain what that is in just a few. You can set your social halls to be VIP only, which means only people that also have upgraded the game can join.
Yes.
And then you get, handful of heroes and stuff like that for the standard upgrade. And then if you go with the premium special VIP ultra, I think they just call it premium. You get a couple more heroes. You get a special gold tag, to me, it's like the only thing that's enticing about paying to upgrade the game is the custom match setting is really cool. Cause that's essential for doing like offline or not offline, but social events with your friends, like tournaments and stuff like that with any more group of 2.
Yeah. But if you're, hosting tournaments or all that's not your thing, you're never going to donate.
Yeah.
So
that's why, we talk a lot about the free to play model. We're much more big advocates of just charge us money and then give us the game,
We told the CEO of Pumpkin VR that it should have been.
Yeah, we said the same to God.
Should have charged money.
That's just how we
no
feel.
Disrespect, but I believe $14.99 honestly for this game wouldn't be. I was thinking $9.99, a couple weeks ago, but then the more I play it, the more I'm like, you know what? You could easily get $14.99.
And it's worth it. Now the argument against it is that look, as a new game that doesn't have a following, they're concerned that players won't give it a shot, and you need other players in order for this game to function as a sustainable game. The whole game is multiplayer competitively, so you need other players. So that's the struggle as well.
I hear the argument. I do.
But I still think it should just be paid.
I only say it as a consumer, not, the person who made it or has the vision for its future. But I would think the free-to-play in-game purchases that truthfully aren't necessary, except for like maybe, the gold recognition you could get or something, but it's not going to like pay to play, right? Like you're not getting an advantage. You're just getting shit earlier than if you struggled to get it.
The heroes that you wouldn't have gotten
by upgrading along the way.
And perhaps, I haven't fully upgraded my level of free to play, maybe there's a couple heroes that you only get in there, but I don't think that's the vibe.
I don't think that's the case.
No, that's not the vibe I've gotten at all. So it's like,
I would rather see a flat rate than having to buy heroes.
I agree.
Well, like if they come out with one that you're like, well, you can't, but Pop One did it with skins.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know.
I'm on the fence. It's just when something's good, and we talked about it with Cards and Tankards. We talked about it with Gods and Gravity. We'll talk about it with this one. It's like there's value to it right out of the gate.
Yeah, we say it from a standpoint that we want to see the developers have financial success. That's why we say it. Because
then they'll be able to afford to put more into
the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd rather just pay a flat rate and then have the talk about money be done in the game, and not have it pushed in other spots. That's just my opinion as a consumer, though.
And that is why none of the developers ask us our opinion on whether it should be free to play or not. Because chances are the answer will be no.
Yeah.
Unless you're prepared for a heated argument.
But that is something that is important to mention. I really don't feel that the purchasing elements is pay to win at all. It's everybody's on an equal ground. And I explained a little bit the way the gameplay and the concept of the game works during the interview, but the reality is not everybody's going to have listened to that interview. So the way the game works, it's kind of like a top-down VR game. You're not first person in that standard, like most games would have you, which I actually appreciate the top-down element.
Yeah, there's no way you could probably do this or want to do it first person.
You would get murked from behind
with 2v2.
The sides.
1v1, yeah, you could do it, but
even then,
I like knowing. No, man,
because you need to be able to
see the arena.
Yeah, you need to be able to see who's next to you and behind you. So I would not want to even play this first person, but they do give you some adjustment with the camera in that third person, I guess you could say. And it was funny. The marketing director for Pumpkin VR, when we had Hui on last week, she called it lazy VR, and I like it though. It's not a game that you're out swinging. You could play it sitting down. I play it standing.
I stand.
I don't know why I move. I move sometimes.
I did real good last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What, with standing still or just playing
just standing still, because the two kittens were running all around, and if I move, they'll...
Do you usually move quite a bit playing this as well, or do you stand pretty still?
I'm not too bad.
Okay.
Because I try to keep my field of view in one spot until it almost deliberately makes me move like left or right panning. And I try not to change that.
I won't say I end up on the other side of the room. I'm just like moving left and right in the same kind of spot all the time.
Yeah. Jumping. I get it.
Yeah. So you have in your third person view two characters that you are, I guess you could say. And that's going to sound way more confusing than what it is. But you have the character that you control, that you choose, your hero. And then you have what they call an observer. That's you physically on the outside controlling.
It's their own avatar.
Yeah, that's basically your avatar. And the reason I say that is because there's going to be items that get picked up in the game that can get shot at your avatar, like an octopus that will hit your face and now your screen's all blurred up, stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just your hero in combat. And there's, I forgot the number. It's like 14 different heroes, or was it 24? It's something like that.
There's no 24 yet.
No, but they were saying like one a month.
One a month coming.
If you go on the page,
and since you're getting them by progression anyways, by the time you probably, although I see all the characters, we've gone up against every one of them.
And if you look in the practice mode in the tutorial, it'll show you the whole list of all of them. I saw that as well. Yeah. And then of course, when you're selecting them, you can see all the locked ones. But you select your character, the game goes in. And there's 3 different game modes. You have your standard brawl, which is 4 people, free for all. So you'll select your character. Every character has unique attacks. I'm sorry, for a character, they're in game known as heroes. That's their terminology for it. So if you hear me say heroes at any point, I'm referring to
your fighter.
Yes, your fighting character, and your observer is the avatar. So in free for all, everybody has 3 lives. And it's a 3-minute match. And it's either last one remaining. If everybody else loses all 3 lives and one person doesn't, boom, automatic winner. And if it goes to time limit, 3 minutes is up and not everybody died, it's whoever got the highest score, which is going to be kills minus deaths. So it's very common. You see people go negative where they got 2 kills and 5 deaths. So boom, their score is not going to be the best. By the way, the only way you can get 5 deaths is in co-op, but I'll get to that in a moment. So that's how you dictate the win. In 2v2, it's exactly that. It's 2 players versus 2 players. And instead of being 1 round of 3 minutes with 3 lives, it's 3 rounds of 2 minutes. So it's best of 3. You could only do 2 rounds if you just, clean wipe them 2 in a row. But people are getting better at this. We seem to be going to the 3rd round a little bit more. And then there is also a soccer mode, which we don't really touch the soccer, but it's exactly how you'd imagine. There's a giant ball, 2 nets, 2v2, and then
It's violent soccer.
yeah, you can attack the other characters. There's infinite lives, so it's not like you can knock them out of the game in soccer mode, but you definitely want to attack them. Makes it easier to score, right?
Mm-hmm.
But definitely our mode is 2v2.
I'm there to kick ass, man.
Yeah.
Because they got a great social area with things to do. I whiz through it like, yay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a
But I
social
want to fight.
I agree with that. I forgot to mention it. There's a social hall that can host up to 30 people. And
They got tons of mini games going on in there.
yep, 2 different environments, and the playground one has so many mini games.
So, I mean, in theory, if you just want to just hang out with your friends and basically have a cool place to go, that I'm sure is going to get better over time as well.
Mm-hmm. Go in there to find matches, and you can go into a match from the social area.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we did a little Discord meetup, and we had 5 people in there. So the game's up to 4 people. So as you can do the math, that means one person left. I was hoping that 5th person was going to be able to watch the match.
Yeah, they should have it on like a broadcast screen.
Something, even if they don't load into the game with it for performance reasons, exactly that.
Or give
a
you the
screen.
ability to say, hey, I just want to watch.
Mm-hmm, be an observer. They call your
Because you're in that social room, you should have the right to.
They call the avatars observers.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's
What are you observing?
That's what it should be.
Well, that's because that's what your role is. You're observing the fight.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but I had my hopes up with that. So hopefully they add that. But as of now, you can't just watch the match.
But it makes sense if you got 30 people in your room and you're going to start playing games, and if they're all 2v2, so it's just going to be 4 at a pop.
Mm-hmm.
I get like, what are they going to do? Put up 80 screens?
Yeah, the broadcast screen is a great idea, but you are correct. How do you pick which one is the one broadcast?
I'll let them actually make it to the story before I start nitpicking, I guess.
Yeah, but that is definitely one feature I would love to see. But definitely the social features is cool as well. And inside the actual game itself, like I referenced before, so let's say you go into a 4-person brawl, free for all. You can control your camera a little bit. It starts kind of close up, and then if you press on your left controller, not Y is the top button. The one that's right, the bottom one.
X.
It's X, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't remember, every single lettered button, but I've just been pressing Y a lot in this game, so I remember that one. But yeah, so you press X and it'll kind of zoom you out a bit, and then you can move it with your analog stick and adjust a little from there. And then you move with your right analog stick, on your controller. And then your triggers are how you use your attacks. And every hero has unique attacks. So your right trigger is going to do one attack. Your left trigger is going to do a different attack. And if you press the trigger 3 attacks in a row, you'll do, for a lot of characters, a special combo, especially with my boy Captain Fury. So you'll really get to know your character's attacks. There's a huge adjustment going from one hero to another. It doesn't feel the same. You can jump in this game, and jumping's a huge aspect. You got to be careful, though, because you can easily fall off the edge, and especially in some maps with disappearing platforms and stuff like that. So then you have your health bar, which just because it goes down all the way doesn't mean you instantly lose the life. But just like, a reference people make, Super Smash Brothers, once your health gets low, you start to fly away farther when you take damage. So when your health if your health bar is all the way gone, somebody just needs to hit you with a pretty light attack to send you pretty flying. And then you also, underneath your health, have a blue bar with kind of these black lines in between that indicate, different bars of it. And if you fill up one of the little boxes, you can press both of your triggers together, and it'll do kind of like a semi-special attack. You know, again, every character is different. Like, again, my boy Captain Fury, the hero I use, in that instance, he rains rocks from the sky. It's pretty badass. And then if you fill all of those boxes all the way up, so the bar is all the way full, it turns rainbow. And then you press the Y button on your left controller, and it uses an ultra special move that, for most characters, has the potential to just kill everybody. And then I think that's pretty much it for the combat. You know, from there, it's all strategic placement, attacking. In a brawl, you know, stay alive, get your kills. In 2v2, communicate with your partner. You know, don't leave people hanging on the edge. You know, we've how many matches have we won just because people don't coordinate together, you know?
I'd say most of them.
Yeah, I mean, like,
communication is definitely key, because you can be getting double teamed, and you know, there's a lot of times they'll even say that, like, hey, they're trying to throw a double team, and then you can just come up from the back. And
we work really good together in this. You know, we have 2 losses, you know, and our first loss was your first time playing the game. You didn't even know how to play yet.
No.
We were pulling wins, and you're like, dude, I suck at the game. And I was like, but you got 5 kills and 1 death. So
they have a great tutorial.
Yeah, we should mention that when you first.
It's a fantastic. I mean, because they really, like, okay, this is every single thing you need to know. I just got overwhelmed with it, though. Like, when I did the tutorial, and I'm like, okay, but just like any game, there's like, okay, I got to remember to hit the Y button, but I only hit the Y button when it does this. Pull the trigger 3 times for this, or hold both triggers. I'm like, I don't know when I'm supposed to do everything. So I was complaining the whole match, and I'm like, dude, I have no clue what I got to redo the tutorial, is what I said.
I think a few days went by in between you doing the tutorial and us playing, or at least a day. So in fairness, it's not like you went immediately from the tutorial into doing our match together in co-op either. You know, so I'll give you some benefit of the doubt there. It's not like you went straight.
I learned on the fly, though.
Yeah, so we had a loss from that era before you redid the tutorial. And besides the standard tutorial that they bump you into the game, which, as you evidently proved, you can replay, they also have a more advanced tutorial where you can select your character, modify the NPC you're fighting against in tutorial a bit in terms of they will or will not do certain attacks, some difficulty settings for them. You know, so it's cool. You could have a guy that's just jumping, or, you know, won't jump.
Practice tutorials.
Yeah, it's a really, really good mode. And in the tutorial, when you first go in, that's how you select your first hero. They give you, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 to select from, and whichever one you select is the first hero you get. And I remember they gave me my options, and I did not mean to select Captain Fury. I have had some controller drift, and I just need to spray my WD-40 contact cleaner in there, but I'm just slacking, just busy. There's no excuse for it. So I went to go select the character I wanted. I think it was Quasar, who's like a superhero guy. You'll hear him go, Quasar combo. He's generically funny. And then my controller drifted, and it hit Captain Fury. And I was like, no, I don't want this little, like, cat-looking dude. And I ended up falling in love with this character. Now it's the only character I use, you know? So it's funny how that goes. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I thought when you picked a character, you might potentially be locked in for the life of the... I really didn't get that there was going to be the ability to just change heroes whenever you want.
Yeah, well, in between each game.
Correct.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously not when mid-battle. Like,
or
I'll just switch to another hero.
No.
But they give you a nice display case with all your heroes in it, as well as the ones you haven't unlocked.
Yeah, so you can get an idea of how many more there is to go.
Yeah,
and then
which always feels good.
You can also view your stats in terms of your total wins and losses. You can view it by specific game mode. You know, how have you done it, bro? By hero.
That's the bread and butter right there.
And then also you can view all the heroes you've unlocked, and it'll give you a little idea about it'll say the difficulty of them. You know, there's 4 different classes of heroes. It'll tell you some bit about their special attack and their ultimate attack. So that's really useful.
As well as the little power-ups you can put in.
That was going to be the next thing. Then there's the cores, which...
Yeah. I didn't understand it at first.
I got super worried that this was going to be a pay-to-win element of the game.
Oh, with the cores?
Because you don't have them all. You don't have any at first, really. You have a couple, but not enough to do a full loadout. And then I noticed that you buy more, and I was like, oh no. But the currency that you use to buy them, you get from playing games.
Yeah, you win that.
Or you could go in the store and buy it, that type of gold. But there's no point. You get plenty of gold. I have so much gold. Like, I had no problem buying the course setup I wanted. By the time I figured it out.
Some of those cores are 4 stars.
Yeah. Like, I had no issue with that. So basically the way the cores go is you have one big one on the top and then 3 smaller ones. And there's kind of 4 different categories of cores, you could say. And you know me, I'm always going the aggressive, whatever's combat, do damage.
Give me the most damage.
Yeah, so that's what I selected for my major one. And the way that you have to activate the major one is 2 of your 3 minor ones have to be of the same category of that one. So if you choose the combat-based one, 2 of your 3 mini cores have to be that as well in order to activate the effect. That's important to say because it took me a little bit to figure that out. It said invalid.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I kept putting cores on it. I'm like, why the hell is it saying it's invalid? What are you talking about? It accepted it, but
yep. And I even went into a game like that with it invalid because I was like, maybe it's a visual glitch. And I saw people putting their hands up at me because I don't think they got it either, and they thought I was cheating or something like that. And I got ganged up on. I was like, oh no.
How about the amount of games I played? Because you can see what everyone's cores are as well as the character they pick as it loads in.
And you can have 3 different sets of cores pre-saved.
But I noticed, like, I'm like, hey, where's my cores? My thing was empty. I had no main core. And you're like, where did it go? I had moved it or something. And so, yeah, we played a whole bunch of games and I didn't even have.
And we were winning.
Yeah, we were whooping ass.
Yeah, we had our second loss last night. We got murked. It was
Yeah.
It was heavy. Suspicious.
It was humbling.
It was heavy though.
Yeah, I mean, I got questions, but I'm gonna practice and see.
Yeah, I'll save it. You know,
I'm not saving shit. I'm just gonna go and see if I can duplicate what was done to me.
I don't think we can.
I don't know. I have a theory.
We'll see.
So,
but beyond just, all right. Well, so the cores element is it adds a bunch of different variety because you're the same hero as somebody.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like, I wish I could know the cores that the players
maybe
were using
it was like
last night.
faster shooting, or
it could be anything. So that's what I'm saying. I want to go check to see, like, that's pretty much what I want to check.
Yeah, and all the characters have the same cores to choose from, but every character has different attacks. Some are ranged, some are generalists.
And I got my ass kicked by a person playing with Fletch, who I play with.
Yep, who's an archer.
Fletch.
Who's an archer, right?
Yeah.
That's what she shoots
She does
with,
close
right?
combat too.
Yeah, that's where she's good. But our combo of Captain Fury and Fletch is
pretty damn good.
Yeah. Man.
So we'll see.
Yeah. We got humbled, to say the least, though.
And they're having a tournament soon.
Yeah, we just registered for that.
Figured why not?
This is one of those
might be an ass whooping, but I don't care.
No, but
it's either going to be 3 minutes of fun or I'll be there for a while.
Game is it. I was following it for a couple of years on Instagram, so I had some high hopes, and it's honestly surpassed them. Like, I'm having a blast with it. I don't know why. We do good at it. We do really good. I'm actually impressed with us. We do really good strategically. There's so many factors in it. It's like I button mash a little bit. Like, I'll use the same combo repetitively. Yeah. But there's more to it than that. It's about where your placement is, jumping into the right spot. If you're getting attacked by people, man, you can't just sit there. You'll never beat them if you just try to swing back. You need to jump out of there. You need to reset. Yep. And we're really good at that. And again, for co-op, or 2v2, you need to communicate. How many times have I been like, honestly, I need help, dude. I'm losing. Or like, let's 2-on-1 that one. Or just...
Oh, and in the case of like you saying that, like, I need help, all the character has to do is go over and just hit that person once.
Disrupt it.
Just give me, it's break the cycle of ass whooping I'm taking so I can jump backwards and, go back at it in a more controlled manner. 'Cause sometimes you can get... That's why it's got a lot of that old school, like, Street Fighter element where
hit them into a rhythm, into a cycle.
Yep.
That's what's happening to us last night. Real bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it was so bad that they took turns, dude. Like one of their players would just stand off to the side as the one player fucked us both up. And then it's like if we were starting to do good at all, then the other one would come in and just complete havoc, kick you off the map. Man.
Yeah. So just know that, man, if you're getting teed off on,
there's levels.
You need to break the rhythm, whether that's moving, having somebody else hit them.
You might not be able to move.
Yeah, but you need to. I'm just saying, you need to get that rhythm disrupted.
Your partner needs to help you out. 1v1, you're on your own. You're
Yeah.
just gonna wait until you get kicked off the map, and then you can try again.
Well, 1v1's nice because chances are somebody else is gonna hit that dude from the back too. So I've never really gotten I've done it to people, but luckily I've never really just been unable to.
Dude, I
break
feel
the
bad
cycle.
because some of the people we beat up in the past couple of weeks, we really
We just 2-on-1.
We kicked one off the platform. And he was out of the game because he had been knocked out so many times. And then we just
go ham.
I think it was Gummy Bear too.
Oh yeah, there's something about that Gummy Bear character. I got a thing with big characters. I like to attack big characters because they're slower. The little guys like Captain Fury.
Gummy Bear, dude.
Yeah, Gummy Bear. We put.
I sing the Gummy Bear song every time we face Gummy Bear, we just kick the shit out of him. I'm like, it's too funny.
And then beyond the actual combat too, there's also items that you're encounter. I mentioned the octopus earlier. There's one to freeze people. There's one to throw bombs. There's, like I said, a couple to shoot at the observers. Well, you'll shoot an octopus at the observer. A couple different ones.
The bomb one I like because you
can knock people out with that one.
It gives you the ground crosshairs, and you can move your head to move the crosshairs, and then just boom, hit the Y and send it launching.
Yep, shoot it with the same button as your special. And same thing with the freeze one. It has those crosshairs as well. But I like to do damage more than freeze people, And then important to note for your special ability too, that blue bar that fills up for your your semi-ultimate attacks and then your kill 'em all ultimate attacks. Every time you get hit, it goes down. So same thing. If you see somebody has their special or they're about to have their special, you got to hit them. Don't let them get off any more hits because every time they hit,
dude, anytime we played the other night and I was like putting a special out every 15 seconds. It was stupid.
That's how you get those massive.
But I see so many people that don't take advantage of it. I'll see, they could be using their special and
I don't play games, man. The second mine goes rainbow, I'm using it because I know if I get hit once, it's gone.
What's the point of saving it?
Because
what am I saving it for?
When aren't you getting hit? At some point you're gonna get hit. So don't just sit on that special. In my opinion, you get that thing, use it. The only exception to that is right after people die, they're invincible for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's no big deal though. You can just jump around.
Yeah, but there was one time that we killed both the people and then just bad timing. I was already mentally ready to click the button and I clicked it. And so when they were both on the platform, they were invincible. So my special ability didn't hit them. I was like, all right, I should have waited in that one case,
Yeah, that's all right though.
But that's the only exception to that. And then there's a variety of different maps too. I kind of referenced that before, some disappear.
Arenas?
Yeah. I like the standard, just flat ground, kind of ovally shaped.
Yeah, I don't need shit tilting and turning and dropping out from underneath me.
There's plenty of other maps that sometimes the platform disappears.
You can die, dude.
Or tilt. It's a different gameplay variable. It's not just who's the best.
No, I like tournament play.
Yeah.
Give me whatever's going to be in a tournament league map.
I think flat, just,
Give me the arena.
Yep, that silver, just concrete looking.
Yeah.
That's the esports arena to me. It's there's no point. That's who's the best at the game. The other maps with outside variables, you could lose to somebody not as good or easily beat somebody not as good just because of position and I don't know.
Dude,
it's an
the
outside
ground falls
variable
from underneath you and you're standing there and it falls. You freaking lost a dude. So
I like the flat, just
competitive style.
Yes, I agree. But kind of on that, this game has so much potential for esports, tournaments.
Tournaments, definitely. And I think they're smart to already be testing the waters with that, doing their own in-house.
We signed up for a 2v2 one. We'll see the schedule of it, how all that goes. But hopefully make it pass it around. If I see us get paired up against the people who faced us last night,
It's not going to end well.
nope. I'll tell you that much. But
And they no doubt will be there.
yeah, that's why they were
Their
playing.
Discord's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it's a good place, good game. You know, I really hope that right now it takes on the low end. I mean, when you click matchmake, it gives you an estimated time, and it's usually pretty accurate.
Less than a minute.
It's usually anywhere from 38 seconds, and the highest I saw was 120.
And last night when we loaded in, it was one of them I hit matchmake, and there was no timer or nothing.
Yeah,
It straight to
yeah.
like, oh snap, this is perfect.
So it seems like honestly, under a minute wait time to find a match is great, especially a game. You know, it requires 4 people to be looking at the same time.
You know, it's funny.
What?
I didn't think I was actually going to enjoy the game.
No, I could sense a little skepticism from you.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed very kiddish to me.
The aesthetic is like right when you load in
So
with that.
I'm like, I don't know if this is going to really be my cup of tea. And then after going through the tutorial and being like, all right, I at least need to give it a shot. And it's not bad on the eyes at all. The sound quality is extremely good.
For some reason,
then,
my headset battery seems to handle it really well.
Yeah, it's not sucking the life out of me.
I don't know why.
And then we played a couple, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to understand now. Then you get that feeling of winning a couple of times, and you're like, okay.
Well, I was kind of joking how much
Sucks the competitiveness right to you.
I was joking the other day. I was like, how much do you think us liking this game is us kicking ass at it?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we
So it
lost
feels
all
good
the
to win.
rounds, would we enjoy it? You know, like no, dude, we got like 90% win rate. We're doing good.
Yeah, and they give you points after you compete, and I'm pretty sure it's based on your opponent's skill level.
Because it's not the same amount of ranking points every time, and it
I've
doesn't
gotten
always
43, and I've gotten like 14. So.
It doesn't always seem to be based off of how badly we beat the other people either. You know, it seems to be like I agree with exactly what you said. The ranking of the other people seem to be the factor of it, but that's just a guess based off of what we've
I
experienced.
think we could have asked the people who made it, right?
Well, you know what's happened? We've dived even deeper the past week. Some more questions pop up.
Yeah.
And there's a couple ways you can add people in the game, like from the home screen. You can search their name, which is tough, doesn't really work. Or you can type in like a friend code number, which is the way that I recommend to do it. I think they call it the user ID is what it's technically called.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
that's
it's visible to you right on your main hub area.
yeah, I would not try to add people based off of typing their name. We couldn't find each other's name when we typed it in. But the number, we could.
Yeah, and I think, you know why? Because there was like a lag difference of like when we would be on to when the other could really see that the person's on, where like a minute later or something, it like, because we've even had that happen with doing the battles. We know we're both online. We both loaded into the game, but there's like a minor delay sometimes between it recognizing.
Yeah, it takes a minute for it'll say the other person's offline. And even then, that's probably like the only glitch that I've had with the game is there's times where I go to invite you, but it's just not saying that you're available, but it says I'm available on your end. So I go, all right, you just invite me. Or other times, vice versa, I have to invite you.
Yep.
I think that's the only glitch I've had so far.
Yeah, and I've chalked up. I mean, because we played it before the server changeover also. So we had a couple of bugs before they jumped over to the new servers, but it's been pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, the most important thing to me has been the gameplay. Like, you know, I can forgive, you know, a couple like loading issues here and there, especially for a new game, but the actual core gameplay has been pretty damn. I haven't been kicked out of a server.
Nope.
I haven't had any like
My character hasn't frozen up.
unfair lag issues appear, you know. So I mean, I give a lot of credit because you got 4, in the way we play, you got 4 different people all jumping around. You got the 4 different avatars that are all observing.
I guess that's
You got things shooting. You got the effects of when something hits something, and they do like the little effects plus the amount of damage it did. Was it yellow damage? Was it red damage? Did you take damage? And then your character reacts to getting. It's just a lot of environment moving.
Yeah, we didn't really stress that before. It's very high paced. Like I said, a lot of jumping around. It's all about, again, which attack you're going to do, position. You know, don't stick around the edges because you're gonna fall off. So position. There's so many like strategic variables in this game.
Yeah.
It's very quick to learn, but it's got a very high skill ceiling. So I think what's going to keep this game alive, and like you said, it's great to see them already going that route. Leagues, esports, tournaments. This game is built for it. It's gonna be great to see it grow in that regard.
There's so many games that come out now that seem to have that. Maybe not in the forefront of like saying it, but building it kind of for it. Breachers is another example that could easily be converted to big money freaking tournament play.
Yeah. So like, especially once you understand the game, it's like, dude, that's
what's cool is you can suck and play this game and you'll still have fun, or you can be super good and you're still going to have fun. So there's no like gray area for your ability to have a good time in it.
Yeah. No, I've been having a blast with this. So far we're winning. If this tournament ends up going down that they're putting together, we'll keep people posted how we do.
I'm not saying shit. You can send me a DM. I'll give you the thumbs up or thumbs down.
So
I'm going in with good intention, but I already know that there's a lot of really, really good people that are playing.
Yeah.
So.
And
it'll only be more.
We referenced it, but just to say it more, definitely our two homies. I'm Captain Fury, you're Fletch.
Mm-hmm.
That's our combo.
I don't want to try any other heroes. And it's weird because usually in a game, I get something new. I'm trying it.
No, but those attacks.
There's stats involved.
Mm-hmm.
My overall stats will suffer because I just wanted to play with a new hero. It's like, damn, if there was a way for that not to happen.
What, a ranked and unranked mode?
Yes.
Or unranked mode that doesn't affect your stats?
In theory, you could.
How?
Because couldn't, like, if you pay for it, right? Like buy one of those upgrades, it gives you the ability to pretty much add the settings to a match how you want. That's unranked, isn't it?
Those still affect your stats.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Remember I told you I lost a couple of 2v2s the other day in the custom games that we were doing in the...
so that wasn't... All right, I misunderstood. I thought you guys were doing it like we did.
No, because here's the thing. If you want to... So here's where the only part...
That sucks.
Where you have to buy the game is when you go to do the social elements, because let's say you have 4 people who want to play together, right? You can't, for free, create a 4-person room.
No.
You can only create 2 people who then search for a match.
It's Gods of Gravity.
So if
build
you
your
want,
own map.
If
upgrade.
you want to play guaranteed
exactly
against 2 other people, you have to do that in a custom game.
So it's just too bad they don't have a
so in order
way
to host,
just do that.
Yeah, in order to host a custom game, you got to spend the $20 on the upgrade.
Wait a second. You think you could grab a new hero and then run back to the tutorial with it?
No, I didn't replay the tutorial. I don't think the tutorial does have you reselect a hero in the beginning like before, like the first time.
I can't remember.
I don't imagine it would, but I didn't replay the tutorial like you did.
Because then I could try Gummy.
Yeah. So I unlocked Gummy.
Yeah, I have Gummy Bear.
So then you could play with a Gummy in the training area, not the tutorial. The fight against the AI training to learn the character.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's
because
what
I do want to play them all. I just don't.
I did that with Quasar, and I was like, I'm not big on Quasar, but
Quasar I don't like. Gummy, I'd like to see what's about because I haven't seen personally anyone using him properly.
One that I've seen people kick ass with is that little dog too.
Let's see, I haven't no struggles. Yeah. So. The big knight thing with the battle axe that we fought last night. That guy had that character under wraps.
Yeah, but also Fletch was under wraps, and Fletch is, again, I'm telling you, big characters aren't my thing, but Fletch is a little character. I think that was just the skill of the characters. I think it was the skill of the players as them.
She's very scrappy.
But yeah, so many different strategic elements. You got to know the hero you're playing as. Positioning, teamwork. Unless you're in Brawl, then just, again, pick your fights. Again, I can't stress it enough. Break the rhythm. Don't get sucked into just getting beat up. I've seen too many people ignore their special abilities. Too many people ignore items. Take advantage of those. They're huge. They can turn the tide quick.
Are the people ignoring the special abilities, or are they not having an opportunity to use their full special ability because they keep getting hammered?
I've seen them have a 5-second window. You get that, baby. If they're not invincible, you freaking use that. And again, every character's special ability is different. So
because there's been matches we've like totally decimated
Mm-hmm.
who we played. And I was like, I don't know why they never used their special. And it's like, well, you got 8 freaking kills and did, 13,000 damage. You tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, the stats they post up at the end are. Remember, we had that match where I got 1,300 damage on me, which is nothing. It's really nothing.
No, and we did like 19,000 on one.
Oh, this one
like
time,
13,000 on the other.
dude, Gummy got just.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
We bullied the crap out of that thing.
I don't know why it's happened on multiple games.
And it's hysterical when it happens. I'm like dying laughing. But because you don't have to actually physically fight. You can actually laugh and not affect your game. Just keep those thumbs and fingers moving.
And then after the round, they give you some, like you said, stat breakdown of your kills, your deaths, your damage dealt, your damage taken.
And you can, if you want to reward the person you just played against, you can send them a little.
You can compliment them.
Yep, little compliment.
After the game, you can go view like your last like 3 or 4 games of your players met and add somebody quickly via there.
Yeah, if they were
cool. I never really add people.
If someone kicks my ass, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I hope they friend me.
Yeah, I got my.
Unless they're gonna train me.
Yeah, there is a season pass in the game that I haven't hopped into because you need to spend tickets to partake, and tickets is the currency that you only unlock by spending money. So to partake in which you will get tickets if you upgrade the game too. So it's like, I don't need the season pass. I'm happy with Captain Fury. Honestly, I could play I could play exactly how I have my character competitively forever. I'm good. Maybe I'll play around with the cores and stuff, but there's not enough.
Cores I'll definitely do, but like you had mentioned before, they give you 3 different
sets of them.
3 different core loadouts. So yeah, that's about the worst I'll probably do.
The season pass isn't enough incentive for me to spend money. What gets me to spend money, because we have our Discord server, is the custom game ability in the upgrade. So they got me there, but that's not something that's also going to affect, most people. Not everybody's going to be looking to play with 3 or 4 people they know. I think most people will be playing 1 to 2 people, So I hope that they're making enough money. I hope they kill it. I wouldn't be sad to see, at like example, they go to the official MetaQuest store and now it's $9.99.
I mean
$14.99. I wouldn't cry.
I would put that down as I know Meta wants to know how you're going to survive in the long term and be on the store there. But then I look at Gods of Gravity and I'm like, they took the challenge and they've done it.
Yep.
But
Gorilla Tag, Gym Class VR.
I don't know.
So it works. Ultimax
I wouldn't be
is free
hurt
to play.
as long as they carried over everyone who had App Lab. If you you don't have to pay nothing, you own the game. But if they went to $9.99, I wouldn't be upset. No. And the game's only going to get better
because they deserve it. They said a hero a month in the interview.
Yeah, it's hardly like a finished project at all. So the hell, man.
Other than that, though,
don't 1-star a free game though.
Right? I hope those people fix that up. But
they're not gonna.
Do you want to
smug?
You want to get to our final thoughts and our ratings on this one?
Yeah, after you do your shout out.
Yep. So we'll, like you were referencing, we got our weekly on-air shout out for our Patreon listeners. But before that, I always like to plug our Discord and our Patreon in general. So, like always, we say it every week. We have a bomb-ass Discord server full of great people, great community meetups. We did a game meetup for this one. All the time doing walkabout, mini golf, that sort of stuff. So go check out the link for our Discord server. It's in our episode description, our show notes. And then there you can also find a link for our Patreon server, which is another way to support the show besides just listening and tuning in. That also has, exclusive benefits for our, on-air shout-outs. You get a special role in our Discord server as well as access to an exclusive chat just in there too. So all sorts of fun stuff there. Also, go check us out on YouTube. We're trying to pump that up a bunch. I should mention, too, because I didn't mention this on Monday, we're running a little promotion for our Patreon as well, too. So if you join the Patreon, we'll give you a game key of equivalent value. So you join the $10 tier, you'll get a $10 game. Pretty cool stuff, right? So go check out that. Like I said, the Discord link, the Patreon link, that's in our episode description. And then, as I mentioned a moment ago, one of the perks of our Patreon server. You get Patreon server. I'll say I'm confusing Patreon and Discord server. One of the perks of our Patreon is a weekly on-air shout out. So as a huge thank you to the people on that tier, we got Jake, Earth Witness, Amelia, Crispy, and Shoes. So thank you all. Huge thank you. Other than that, we'll be back with you in just a moment with a word from our sponsors. And then we'll give you our final thoughts and our rating. So, be back with you in just a moment. This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in MetaQuest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The MetaQuest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more. Including my two personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real, we've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, make sure to use the promo code Ruff Talk VR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered.
What's up, everyone? Summer's just around the corner, and are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full-body grooming and hygiene products. Don't be that guy at the beach with the Austin Powers chest hair, and if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless. It's time to get ready for that hot summer weather by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR. Manscaped is dedicated to helping you increase your confidence and level up your full body grooming game with the Performance Package 4.0. The kit comes with the essential Lawnmower 4.0 waterproof cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine. Whether you're trimming your chest or your treasure chest in your pants, this is the best trimmer on the market. Their trimmer features a ceramic blade designed to cut hair on loose skin and to reduce grooming accidents thanks to advanced skin-safe technology. You can even trim an arrow pointing to the promised land if you're bold enough. Inside the Performance Package, you'll also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer because we all know how painful chafing can be when you're wearing your bathing suit all day. You'll also get 2 free gifts, the Shed Bag of a $39 value and the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. If you're wearing sandals, you need to get the Manscaped Shears 2.0 Nail Kit. Having the right tools for grooming is essential. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR at manscaped.com. Trim your chesticles with the besticles. This episode of Ruff Talk VR is sponsored by BetterHelp. Virtual reality gaming is amazing, but let's not forget to take care of our mental health in the real world too. BetterHelp is the world's largest online counseling platform offering professional, affordable, and convenient therapy. Their licensed therapists specialize in everything from depression and anxiety to relationship issues and stress management. So, if you've been struggling to balance your love for MetaQuest VR gaming with life's challenges, BetterHelp is here to support you. They'll match you with the perfect counselor, tailored to your specific needs, and with the convenience of video, phone, or even live chat sessions, you can get the help you need from the comfort of your own home. As a Ruff Talk VR listener, you get a special offer of 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Just visit betterhelp.com/RuffTalkVR. That's betterhelp.com/RuffTalkVR and start taking charge of your mental health today.
And we are back. So, with our final thoughts and rating.
Dun, dun, dun,
I don't remember who went first the other week.
Care.
I'll kick it off this one.
I can't remember.
This is one I've been hyped on. So, gameplay. I'm sorry.
Well, you've been hyped on this since
2 years ago, baby.
Yeah,
I'm
2021.
Since the podcast started. I have a Instagram message of me sending them, something like, hey, I can't wait for this in November of 2021. Mm-hmm. So our review category is broken into five categories of gameplay, aesthetics, functionality, replayability, and value. with the total of all 5 categories making the final score. So for gameplay, I got to give them a clean 20. Dude, it's a top-down VR Party Brawler. There's not another one of these in VR. Like, it's doing something unique. I see the Super Smash Bros. Comparisons. I also see your comparisons with Street Fighter. To me, it's definitely its own unique thing, but I think it's just fun. It's like the competitive aspect is there. It would be cool to eventually see a ranked and unranked mode as the game grows, but I understand why not right now. You know, they're just getting a player base before there's already 3 different game modes. You don't want to split up the player base so much, but I think it's a no-brainer like for people to try. It's free to play. It's got a great tutorial.
Free to play and free to shit on if you so choose.
Clearly, even if you have the minor server issue. So gameplay, clean 20 out of 20. I can't fault them at all anywhere. Aesthetics, I was going back and forth between 15 and 20 because they do great with the music. The scenery's great. The environments are great. The characters are great. The first thing you said when you went in was just off of graphics alone, the game shouldn't be free to play.
Correct.
I don't think it's the best of the best graphics on the Quest. It's up there though. It's good. I'm not going to give a 20 out of a 20. You know, that was my conflict. Do I go 15 or 20? I ended up settling on a 15 out of a 20 for aesthetics. But it was close. You know what? I'm actually going to I'm going to change something. I'm going to take a page out of your book, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go 17 on aesthetics. All right? Bump it up by 2 because I don't think it's a 15. I think 15 might be a little too low.
I respect that.
But I don't think it's a 20. I wouldn't argue with somebody on either score, but I'll go 17 on aesthetics. Functionality, I'll give them a 15 as well. You know, no major issues inside the actual gameplay itself. Have had some issues inside the social area mainly. You know, like I said, we did a game meetup on the Discord with the Discord last week. And there were some glitches in there. Definitely, you know, a lot of times we would do a match and then we would pop back in and the majority or all of us would no longer have mic access. So we'd all need to leave the room, go back into it. You know, sometimes, like I said, we go to invite each other to the match and one of us can see each other as online, but the other one can't. And we'll be like, well, which one of us is going to invite it now? No major in-game glitches, but definitely the social aspect has some glitches. I ended up giving them a 15 on functionality. It's going to change, though. It's going to get better. They should have a screen for when their server's down, so it's not an endless loop. They should give some sort of warning because the majority of players aren't going to be on Discord and social media. But just know in that 15, there's no actual glitches inside the actual combat and playing itself. Replayability, I gave a 20. It's so much fun. It's quick. You can easily pop in, do 1 to 3 rounds, and then just go on to something else, or do 10 rounds. You know, spend the whole night on it. Either way, you know, it's quick, it's fun, it's action-packed. It feels great when you win. When you lose, it's still fun. It's kind of comical sometimes. So 20 out of 20 on replayability. Value, I'm going to give a 20 out of 20 as well because it's free. You know, I mean, the upgrades, the big incentive to me is the custom games, but holy shit, do they give you a lot of content for free. Like, before you spend anything, you don't ever need to, and there's so much fun in this game. So 20 out of 20 on value. So 20, 17, 15, 20, 20, and 92.
How interesting. I commend you for breaking out of the 10, 15.
I almost did it for the functionality too. But I was like, no, the glitches in the social area and with matchmaking with friends. Also being unable to find somebody by actually typing in their correct name and needing to use the number method. It confused us. So, but I can't stress it enough. The actual brawls in 2v2, all fine.
And keep in mind, this came out less than 2 weeks ago. You know, like officially. So I'm torn on that one because it's like it's not even 30 days and they've already done things to make it better. So it's like anything that's negatively said probably won't be an issue in the near future, and not by from what we've gathered from talking to the devs. So gameplay, I went into it thinking it's not going to be my cup of tea. I kept hearing you say Smash Brothers, and then we discussed like never really got into Smash Brothers, bro. I thought it would be too kiddish, like if you're going to give me a fighting game, make it something that I'm just being such a selfish jerk in my head is what I'm really being, because guess what? I give it a 20. It's so much better than I thought it could be, and they do a great job with their presentation of it on like the store page and stuff. It's like there's not, but yeah, it's 10 times funner than I probably would have thought. Aesthetics, I appreciate all the visuals, all the sounds. Every hero's special makes its own sounds. Your hero makes sounds. You can hear other people's heroes make sounds. If we're playing, I'll even ask you, was that you that just did that? Because there might be two Captain Furies in the room. I want to know who's dropping rocks everywhere. But I give him a 17. I chuckled when you changed yours to a 17. I'm like, ah, damn you, man. Functionality, I would agree with you. But I'm on the fence because, like, if you're in the social area, okay, fine. But the only issue we've had as far as like multiplayer is the delay of not seeing the other person online, but then the other person will see the person online and they send the invite. So I'm really torn on that one. I personally think it's a 20, but that's just not me being honest to myself that there has been those issues. And so they do need to be mentioned accordingly, but I would give it a 17. Can't remember what you actually gave on yours.
15.
15?
And okay. I could see the argument for 17 there. It was just the accumulation of all of them, I'll say. But totally can't disagree with that at all.
The replayability, I'm not quite a 20. The whole game is technically replayability by design. So one could argue, well, it's a 20 because, it's kind of the whole way it is. It's a party battle. Go in there, kick some ass, leave. I do appreciate the time lengths of them, because if you're short for time, and very few games you can go into for 10 minutes and say you did anything. I spend 20 in my main area in Ghost of Tabor before, and you do too, because we're always, oh, I just got to get a backpack. Let me put on, hey, everybody got water, everybody got food. So the fact that you and I can go in here, and we did it. I was going to bed. Remember, I'm like, nope. I'm like, let's just do one more, because it's 3 minutes. It takes longer for me to put my headset away.
How about, sorry to interrupt, but how about when we were finished up around the Ghost of Tabor with me, you, and Caleb, and you were like, all right, have a good night.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I'm just going to do one brawl before bed. Didn't even try to convince you, and you're like, well, I got to get my daily reward.
Yeah.
Because they give you a daily reward for logging in consecutively. If I can do one real quick.
But I do give it an 18 for replayability. Mm-hmm. Not a full 20. It does have me wanting to come back. And again, I'll couple that with the gameplay about it, that I didn't think I would like it. So I'm shocked that, it's going to be nothing for us to just keep playing it. It's not a big deal. There's some games that we legitimately can't play co-op because it's going to take a long time. Love Mother Gunship Forge. But that's going to be our whole night, dude. One game. If we do even in the it's just for time, it's a home run. Replayability 18. Value for money, it's free. And guess what? It's actually really, really freaking good. So it's a definite 20, even though it could be really, really, really bad. And how can you say the value is anything but a 20? I would love to see him go to the store with some sort of like upfront, $4.99. I don't care. That almost cheapifies it. Free's an insult. That's all I'm going to say. Most of the free games we've played, I feel it's almost insulting that they haven't taken money for it. And maybe they shouldn't be allowed to make those decisions anymore, because I don't think people wouldn't not buy it. I think the more people that play this are going to try to hype up their friends to get it, because no, trust me, man, I watched it grow in our own Discord, and it didn't take much. It's a free game. Can it play on my headset? All right, I'll try it. And thus far, everybody seems to be enjoying So I can't wait for the bigger picture to this whole thing. So 20, 17, 17, 18, and 20, 92. Same score as yours.
Yep. Just got
Unless
there.
one of us screwed up, man.
Nope. Just got there in a different route.
Yeah.
And I can't really disagree with yours at all either. I think where this game will boost your replayability up to 20 is when the integrated in tournaments, seasons, esports.
Yeah, as it grows, it's going to pull you in more. And that's why like all these scores are like these. I would put my 17s and 18s as like, those are minimums. You don't have far to go to be like right up there as 20s.
And we almost reviewed this last week, and then we just said, let's wait one more week.
Yeah, they just redid their server problem.
I'm so glad we waited. It was
a
fair.
1,000,000%. It was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
We got to speak to the. And what's cool is you would think maybe talking to the developers that could possibly influence your end score, but it really doesn't, because everything they talked about for futures we haven't gotten yet, so we can't judge it on that. But knowing that, they got some pretty awesome people working on this who seem to want people to have fun. I believe they're going to want to e-sport it in some capacity down the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great foundation, but they should be compensated for the work they did.
Can't disagree with that one bit.
More than, generous. But I'll say that to any of the free apps. Unless your free app is just a demo.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Early access to, like you said, demo,
Alpha.
not the full game, limited features. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, these people are giving away a game and still going to keep pumping more into it.
A hero a month, you were saying?
Yeah, that's aggressive. Because each one of those heroes is different, and they have a different difficulty. Like mine's an easy difficulty.
It seems like some lore with it. There's so much potential with QUANTAAR. But I'm sold. I love the game.
There could be trading cards. There could be the QUANTAAR card game.
I will mention that's nothing to do with my thoughts on the game or the review. And it's actually kind of funny when before the interview with the QUANTAAR peeps last week, they go, "Did you get the box yet?"
Like what box?
What box? And mid-interview, I thought I heard a knock, but I wasn't 100%. Not enough to disrupt the flow of it. And then I went and I checked my front door camera after, and there was a driver, like a delivery driver, knocked on the door, was bitching about his coworker Chris. I was like, "Damn it, Chris!" I imagine that means Chris was supposed to deliver the package on a Saturday because it's Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Man, that was the box, wasn't it?" I just had a feeling, and I was like, "How
course
cool would
it
it have
was.
been to have had it arrive
During the interview?
and people wouldn't have even believed it. It would have seemed so staged, Been like, "Oh wow, we just so happened
Well,
to
hold on.
Yeah, right. Like,
Is that a knock at the door?
So I don't even think people would have believed it.
No,
But then the
I
next
wouldn't
Monday,
have believed it, and I was here.
yeah, the next Monday, the following day, it did come, and it was a great box. 2 QUANTAAR t-shirts, 2, some trading cards that are in like a nice plastic case.
Mm-hmm.
That there's one card on one side, the other card on another, so total of 4 cards because you get 2 of them each. So we have a Captain Fury and a Fletch card.
Which is awesome.
You got a little keychain attachment, some stickers, an angry gummy
plush.
So great box from them too.
Yeah,
So
I appreciate that.
that was unexpected. Would have been something to have it arrive during the interview, which the USPS driver was trying to pull off. What are the odds?
It was pretty funny though.
As soon as it was missed, I was like, that was the box. I knew.
I felt it.
We could just tell. But nonetheless, great game. 292s.
Great team at Pumpkin VR.
So much potential. Cannot wait to see this one grow. Hopefully I can throw you all a whooping at one point,
And to anybody real lucky, somewhere in this world, again, you can find out during the interview with them, is QUANTAAR stand-up machines.
Yes. Could you imagine popping into an arcade and seeing one of those?
Imagine scoring one of those.
Yeah.
If you see one of those for sale, you might see me buy it. Why not, man? If
Right.
it's
But fun,
either way.
Fun game. I'm glad I had high hopes. It surpassed it. I'm glad that you had low
I
expectations.
had no hopes, and
And
I freaking adore it. I
Yeah.
think it's great. The character models are fantastic.
I had so much fun balancing, doing a couple QUANTAAR, then going into Ghosts. It's such a good combo, and it's so funny because they're so polar freaking opposite in audience, maturity, just aesthetic, everything. But
Robbing people in Ghosts.
yeah, which we've been kicking at. We've had a good
Kicking
week.
ass in QUANTAAR and robbing people in Ghosts.
We've been having a good.
Dude, we've
good week.
had people flat out like throw all their weapons on the ground.
I'm done.
Just give up.
Yeah, we've been doing good positionally, but
Which makes me sad.
we'll get into that. But fun stuff this week. Like I said, go check out our Discord. Go check out our Patreon. Huge thank you to, the people on our Just Supporting tier, on our On-Air Shout-Out tier, on the Video Love tier. Thank you to all you who listen every week. It was
I was going to say, even the listening tiers are good.
Go join the YouTube. Go join the discussion in Discord. Even if you don't understand Discord, I didn't. We'll figure it out together. Don't worry. And we'll be back with you on Friday with a fun little interview.
Take care.
Ciao, ciao.